dad bought a piano, and I remember this because my mother said very famously, he bought a piano, and we don't even have any furniture. And this is, this had to be like 1960, around that time. We didn't have much furniture, but we had a piano. And I'm glad, because I used to sit at that piano and I just used to just play. I don't ever remember learning to play the piano. It was always there as far as I remember, and I just bashed away. And later I had piano lessons, but I pretty much taught myself to play the piano by ear, which has stayed with me to this day, and it's one of the most useful things that I ever learned, is to play piano. And I use it all the time now when I'm recording, when I'm writing a song. Very often it's on the piano or on a keyboard, because the keyboard is pretty essential to, I think, recording music, with computers. Just in the same way that computer keyboard, you need to learn to type to really become adept at using a computer. Learning to play a piano keyboard is really important to being a well-rounded musician. So there I was, I don't know, 7 or 8, and I was already learning to play the piano by ear, playing songs that I heard on the radio. About the same time I got a guitar. My father bought me a guitar. He never gave me a lesson on the guitar. I never had a lesson to this day. But I just started plugging away, with the bottom string first. That's how I learned to play the guitar, one string at a time, very slowly, one string at a time. And people are still amazed that today that's my main instrument, and yet I never had a lesson. I had a lesson on just about every other instrument, but not guitar. Well, I saw the Beatles on my TV set, my little tiny black and white TV set, because you could remember this is the early 60s in England, and the TV was just really starting to come about. England was about 10 years behind America in that respect. Everyone in America had TVs at that time, but in England it was still only a few households had TV in the late 50s and the early 60s. And I saw a film of the Beatles live at Shea Stadium, and it just changed my life. I thought it was the most exciting thing I'd ever seen. And how old was I? I don't know, 8, 9, maybe. Just to see the girls screaming and the 4 mop tops from Liverpool, shaking their hair and sweating and shouting into microphones. I thought, this is great. Wow. I want to do that. So the seed was planted all the way back then that I wanted to be a musician, even though I knew I didn't sing very well. I mean, maybe at that point I didn't realize how important that would be. That's something actually I came across when I became a professional musician. I realized that because I wasn't a singer, I would always be the guy in the band, backing up a singer, which is what I did for many years with Al Stewart, for instance. I met Al Stewart in 1975 and played with him pretty much full-time for the next 20 years. And it was only when I heard that there was a new format on the radio, which is now called smooth jazz, and they were playing instrumental music, kind of like what I like to play. And it was the first time I thought that I could actually make a name for myself as an instrumentalist, as opposed to being a singer. So that was quite a revelation to me.